Alright, we are going to be going to part 2 of the OP-09 card list review. We already did part 1, so if you want to watch it, it's on the channel. This is going to be talking about the purple, black, and yellow cards. Starting with the purple cards. Okay, honestly, my favorite two leaders from the set is none other than Monkey D. Luffy, and also my girl Nico Robin. You'll know it. But I think I really like Luffy a little bit more. I mean, Nico Robin's like my girl and all. I mean, like, come on. But Monkey D. Luffy is one of the very interesting decks. It reminds me so much of like red purple Luffy, about purple Luffy, like Ram, big splashy purple cards, and I love it so much. Let's talk about the purple cards, starting with Usopp, which is a 4-cost 6k vanilla, but you can now use it in purple Luffy in lieu of something like an Apu, because this is searchable by, I think, that the Zoro card from the ST. So pretty good. Next we got Killer. Now this this is really good, y'all. This is another card that is really good for RP Kid. We talked about some of the red cards earlier in the part 1, where there are cards that boost up red purple Kid. This is one of them. It's Killer, 5 cost, 5,000 power with counter 1000, Dawn -1, on play Dawn -1. Activate one of your leaders with the Kid Pirates trait. So you can do, Kid has an ability to kind of boost itself up power level. You can make Kid like super powerful, play down Killer, restand it, and attack again. I think there's something there. And you can play it Killer twice, essentially. If you can boost up your useless Kid by an insane amount, then you can attack twice. Killer, just, yeah, I think it's really, really good, y'all. Who knows? RP Kid might be coming back. People won't expect it. That's for sure. All right, we got Sanji, 7 cost, 7,000 power with counter 1000. On play, you can return 1 or more Dawn cards from your Dawn deck, from your field to your Dawn deck. So this will definitely turn on like the black purple Luffy's ability of, like, you know, return 2 or more Dawns. You get 1 Dawn rested, 1 Dawn active. Then this character gains rush, and afterward you can put up to one of your opponent's characters with cost of 6 into rest. This is a great finisher card by Sanji. Yeah, I really like this Sanji, because it gets it can rest a lot of the blockers that are really, really popular. Borsalino, Sabo, those can't be KO'd blockers. Then you can just rest them and then go for a game with Sanji. This is going to be a good finisher for purple. I love it. Alright, we got Jean Bart, 4 cost, 6,000 power. On play, if the number of Dawn cards on your opponent's field is greater than the Dawn cards on your field, KO to one of your opponent's characters with cost of 3 or less. Could have been good in red purple law, y'all. But yeah, I think now not so. I don't know, unless you want to play in Reiju or something. But yeah, 3 or less, very specific. So yeah, let's move on. Jinbei is a 7 cost, 9,000 power vanilla. That's great. Let's move on to Tony Chopper. 5 cost, 6k with counter 1000. At the end of your turn, you can return 1 or more Dawn cards from field to your Dawn deck and activate this character. So afterwards, this character gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is really, really good. It does turn on Luffy's ability. If you haven't used it before and then at the turn you use it for Chopper, restand Chopper, and then you can have 1 active Dawn remaining to use for events. So I like it. I like it a lot. Trafalgar Law. This is a 1 cost 2k Trafalgar Law with counter 1000, and on play, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with a cost of 2 or more, and with the Straw Hat Crew or Heart Pirates trait, add it to your hand, and the rest at the bottom. It's a searcher, but specific 2 or more. I guess that's to prevent it from searching out other searchers, which is kind of fair. It's a good way to kind of put it, but yeah, it's a good searcher. It's gonna be a staple. Moving on to Nami, 3 cost, 2,000 power, counter 2,000. On play, you can return 1 or more Dawn cards from field to the Dawn deck. So something for purple Luffy, black purple Luffy, and then you grant up 2 rested Dawns to one of your leader characters. A pretty interesting take on like the starter deck Nami. In all honesty, it's a utility card, but use it for the 2k most likely. Then we got Nico Robin. What a fantastic artwork on a card that is just a blocker, unfortunately. Now that red purple law is not around anymore, would 2 cost 2,000 power blockers make their way back into decks? Could be. It's a very cheap blocker to play at the late game. I mean, it's not good against Goldie Roger, but it's good again for like other stuff. So yeah. Next we got Frankie. This is a definite staple. It's great to see like Frankie getting like some of the limelight now. Bring it to Brook. All right, 4 cost, 5,000 power. We've got the 1,000. blocker, and on play, Dawn -2, you can discard 1 card from your hand and draw 2 cards. So combining it with Luffy's leader ability, you get 2 of those Dawns back, 1 in rested, 1 in active, and then you can discard 1 card and then draw 2. So in the late game, you can use it to filter out some stuff. In the early game, you can filter out some stuff. Draw 2 cards is really, really powerful. You gotta discard first though. Next up, we got Brook. Hella awesome artwork right here. 6 cost 7,000 power with counter 1000. When attacking, you can return 1 or more Dawn cards from field to your own deck, so something for Luffy as well. Up to 2 of your opponent's characters lose 2000 power during this turn. I actually think this is a really powerful card for Brook. Use it to kind of attack into your opponent's characters and then giving it minus 2000 power, and you can use it to get some Dawn back, that extra active Dawn. You can put it onto your leader, you can put it onto something else. So yeah, I really like this Brook, man. I love the look of it. Alright, we got Beppo. 2 cost 2000 power with counter 2000. During your turn, once per turn, when a Dawn on your field is returned to the Dawn deck, up to 1 of your leader or character gets plus 1000 power during this turn. Would have been good in Red Purple Law. Just saying. You can use it for something else, I guess. Now we got Eustace Kit. Alright, this is also another one. 3 cost 5000 power. On play, you can add the 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. If your leader has the trait of Kit Pirates, add up to 1 card from your Dawn deck as active. So it's a ramp. And it fulfills that kind of condition of getting your RP kit from 5 life to 3 life, so that it gets back to 5000 power, and you get the ramp. So very good. I really like this kit. RP kit coming back. Let's go. We got Zoro. 3 cost 5000 power. This is your ramp for Black Purple Luffy. On play, return 1 or more Dawn cards from your Dawn deck to from your field to the Dawn deck. Then you add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. So in Black Purple Luffy, you're playing this, you're returning 2, you get 1 rested back, 1 active back, and then you get another active Dawn from Zoro. So you get 2 active Dawns, and you can use it to play something else. I'll put 2 Dawns onto your leader and attack in for 7k. Yeah, I love it, man. This is I'm really liking Black Purple Luffy, really excited about it. Yeah, that's all for like the characters, but we do have one more which we'll talk about after this. We'll talk about the events. There are really strong event cards in this. I think Black Purple Luffy has like the best event card so far. So first of all, we got Gomu Gomu no Thunder. 2 costs, main Dawn -2. So fulfills that Black Purple Luffy's ability. KO to 1 of your opponent's characters with 6000 power or less. GG, let's go. Now, black usually wants to minus cost, so this kind of, you could use it in Red Purple Luffy as well if you want to. Depending on the meta game, this will be a really good removal because it's just 2 costs. So we'll see how the meta game shifts up. If there's lesser, like, oh, can't be KO'd effects, then this will be good. If there's more, then that's not that good. Then trigger Dawn, you get to ramp by 1. This is the card that I really like, y'all. It's Gomu Gomu no Giant. 1 cost, counter. So it's counter, but Dawn -2, and discard 1 card from your hand. Then if your leader has the trait of Straw Hat Crew, up to 1 of your leader or characters gets plus 4k. So it's like a Blast Breath, but you got a Dawn -2, and you have to discard 1 card from hand, because after that, you get to draw 2 cards for 1 Dawn on your opponent's turn. Yeah, I really like this card. This is like the best event card so far. That Dawn -2 really, you can get it back easily with Luffy. You won't proc Luffy's ability because it's only on your turn, but you're in purple, you can ramp. And the fact that in the late game, it doesn't really matter, because if you're at like 10 Dawns and you have 1 Dawn open, you Dawn -2, you'll still get 10 Dawns the next turn. That's great. And the fact that you can draw 2 cards, and then you can, like, on your opponent's turn, you get to defend against an attack, you get to filter out the cards in your hand to draw 2 more cards. Love this event card to death. So good. Alright, then we got Rubber Skipping Rope. Gomu Gomu no Skipping Rope. 2 costs, main Dawn -2. Rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Afterwards, draw a card. Yeah, this is also really great for resting blockers to go for a game. You get to draw a card. The trigger ability lets you ramp by 1. Yeah, everything you want in a card. This is it. The other card is the Top Knot. I think Dawn -2, which is definitely being used right now. So you can kind of mix it up with either this or that. So that's great. But Top Knot is better because it lowers. No, it bottom decks 1 card. And you're in black, you can adjust the cost either way. Then we got Thousand Sunny. During your opponent's turn, you can rest this stage card when your character with the Straw Hat Crew trait leaves the field due to your opponent's effect. Add up to 1 card from your Dawn deck as rested, so it's a rem when your stuff gets removed. Not that great. Don't play this card. That's the only thing I can think about it. Yeah, I don't think this card is that good. Before we move on to black, let's take some time to talk about the secret rare Luffy. Let's go. 9 cost, 10,000 power. On play, you can return 1 or more Dawn cards from your field to your own deck, draw a card, and this character gains rush. Yeah, I like this as my boss monster for Black Purple Luffy. You can either play the 10 cost Luffy or you can play the 9 cost Luffy. You can play 9 cost Luffy first, get some pressure, and then you can try to finish the game with the 10 cost Luffy. Yeah, I think there are a lot of avenues you can go with this, and this is not only good in Black Purple Luffy, you can use it in Purple Luffy, Red Purple Luffy. Any purple deck can play this, and it's really, really good. I love this deck. That's why I like purple. I think really, really powerful cards for this set specifically. All right, now we move on to Marshall D. Teach. Now, this is going to be one of the very interesting leaders that's going to make an appearance in this deck, in this meta game, because of its ability of your own on-play effects negated. And then you can plan to negate your opponent's on-play effects by discarding 1 card from your hand until the end of their next turn. So it doesn't, you activate on your turn, but it affects your opponent's next turn. So you have to have a really good kind of understanding about the meta game and your opponent's decks and what they want to do on certain turns, because like let's say you use it on a turn that they want to play a 3-cost searcher and on-play searcher, you can just negate it, and then like your opponent's 3-down turn is just could be a 3-cost 5,000 vanilla. That's a kind of one example off the top of my head, but Marshall D. Teach is going to be really, really tricky for sure. So we start with the Evalo Pizarro, 4-cost 6,000 vanilla. That's pretty decent. And then next is Van Augur. So a lot of Blackbeard Pirate cards has activate main abilities, which makes sense because they don't have on-play abilities, right? 5-cost 6k with counter 1000. Activate main. This character can be vested. Then if your leader has the Blackbeard Pirate trait, up to 1 of your opponent's characters will have their cost reduced by 3. You give something -3 cost during this turn. That's really powerful. You have to rest Von Augur, but that's okay. You know, you combine this with like Jack, for example. That's kind of like where my head is at. And Jack is really powerful in OP-08. Yeah, you can give something -3, you can rest Jack, KO something, you just control the whole board, and then you start attacking with Blackbeard. And when this gets KO'd, you draw 1 card. Yeah, love this card. So good. Then we got Katarina Devon, a 5-cost 6,000 power with activate main once per turn. If your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates trait, this character gains double attack, banish, or blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn. Pretty cool. So you get to choose, and this is like, you know, leaning towards Katarina's devil fruit, like the fox, like the 9 tails fruit or something like that, where she can become anything she wants, and you can choose. You don't choose all of them. You choose 1 of either double attack, banish, or blocker, but it's very interesting because you can kind of change up the style at any point of the game depending on what the situation needs it. You need a blocker, Katarina becomes a blocker. You need something with double attack to pressure into your opponent, it has double attack. I love this card. Really, really cool stuff. Next we got Gecko Moria, 4-cost 5,000 power with on play up to 1 character card with the Thriller Bug Pirates trait and a cost of 2 or less from the trash in rest mode. You could play this in either the Gecko Moria deck. You can play this in Perona if you want to. The 2 or less stipulation is, there's not a lot, but there are some, like they have that 2-cost blocker if you want to. You have the one that lets you draw 2, discard 2, I forgot the name, but there are situations where you can use it in conjunction with something that's 2 or less. So oh, and you can, but the good thing now is that you can use it to play out the Searcher Perona. So you can counter 2k and then you play this, you use Moria. No, you can't use Moria. Can use Moria? Yeah, because you need it to be green. Okay, then you counter with Perona early on. You play this Gecko Moria, bring back the Perona, and then you get to search. Yeah, I think that could be the good one. That's a good one. All right, next we got Jesus Burgess, 4-cost 5,000 power with counter 1,000. Cannot be KO'd by opponent's effects. So another annoying card we got to deal with. Then if your leader has Blackbeard Pirates trait, This character gets plus 1000 power for every 4 cards in the trash. What a powerful card. I like this card. First of all, hard to remove by effects, and it just gets stronger for later half in the game where you have more cards in the trash. Love it. We got Charlotte Pudding, 2 cost 0 power with counter 1000. On play, if your opponent has 5 or more cards in your hand, they must discard 1 card from your hand. So people have been saying like, you imagine if you use this in conjunction with the blue pudding. If there's a, oh man, if Sakazuki was still here, right? You could play the 4 cost blue pudding, make your opponent's hand from like 7 or 9 down to 5, and then you play this pudding and then from 5 to 4. What a sick play. Don't do this, guys. Don't do this. And then we got Shiryu of the Rain. 3 cost 4000 power, counter 2000. It's a 2k counter. And on 1, when attacking, you can discard 2 cards from your hand and draw 2 cards. It's a utility 2k. Kind of on the weaker side. I kind of wish Shiryu got something a little bit more. But maybe later on we get like a Shiryu super rare in the next set or something. Yeah, pretty decent card. Next, we got Stronger. 1 cost 0 power with counter 2000. You can discard 1 card from your hand and place this character in the trash. If your leader has the trait Blackbeard Pirates, draw 1 card. Then after one of your opponent's characters has -2 cost during this turn. So you have to discard a card from your hand and trash this. It's a 1 cost, so that's fine, but it's a 2k counter. Whether or not it's worth to draw a card and give something -2, I think there are other cards out there that can do something better than that, but it's a 2k counter. It's a utility card. You'll use it when you need to. There you go. Then we got Doc Q. 2 cost 0 power with counter 1000. Activate main. You can put this character to rest. If your leader has the characteristics of Blackbeard Pirates, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less. So it's a KO, repeated KO, as long as it's 1 or less. Something like Brook. It's pretty good. And when this gets KO'd, you draw 1 card. Yeah, I like this card. So as long as you're in black, you will have ways to reduce something to 1 or less, and then you can KO it. You got Rob Blue Cheese as well if you need to. This is just a repeatable. Oh, but you can't play Rob Blue Cheese in Black PM. Yeah, you can't. But so you gotta depend on like Doc Q and stuff like Jack. Next we got Vasco Shot. This is your 2 cost 2k blocker. Pretty good. We got another Marshall D Teach. Let's go. What is Rowlet doing in this card? 3 cost 4000 power. We counter 1000. Activate main. You can put this character into rest. If your hand has 3 or more cards, less than your opponent, draw 2 and discard 1. So as long as you have 3 or less cards than your opponent, you draw 2, discard 1 for 3 cards. That's pretty good. It's like activate main as well. So pretty decent. Yeah, here comes the big bad. This is the big bad super rare for Blackbeard. This is your boss monster. It's 10 cost 12k Blackbeard super rare with blocker. This is a 10 cost with blocker, y'all. Damn, it's so hard to get through it. It's so hard to rest it because of 10 cost. And activate main once per turn. If your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates trait and this character is on the turn that you play, that means it's the moment you play down Marshall D Teach, then you can use the activate main effect, similar to like Jack and Kaido last time. Kaido, for example. Negate the effects of one of your opponent's leader during this turn. After that, negate the effects of one of your opponent's characters until the end of your opponent's next turn, and that character cannot attack. You can negate your blocker. You can negate your opponent's blocker. Cannot attack. Cannot block because it doesn't have blocker anymore. You can negate stuff like Useless Kid, 8 cost kid. Ignore it. Go to face. You can if there are stipulations on what's that card, like the I can't remember. Oh yeah, the Pacifista, where you get multiple copies, you can negate it and then you call for a judge, and then like, yeah, this guy has a card that's negated. Yeah, you lose the game. But the more interesting thing is, I think this negates Nami. This negates Nami imagine Nami is gonna win. Like 2 cards left in the deck, 1 or 2 event cards away. You drop down Marshall D Teach. You negate the leader effect, and then you just start attacking. They either have to take it. Yeah, they have to take the attacks then, because they cannot, like, if they mill out during the turn, Nami's effect is not like activated and they lose the game. Man, there's a lot of weird interactions that you can do with Marshall D Teach, and this is amazing super rare. Can't wait to see this being like the new de facto boss monster. Please let Blackbeard be a contender in the meta game. I would love to see like actual games with Blackbeard and seeing how people play with it. I would love it, man. All right. Next up we got Pink Beard. Okay. 3 cost. It's a Peach Beard. 3 cost 5,000 power vanilla. All right. Let's move on to a Lafette. 1 cost 1,000 power. Activate main. You can rest 1 Dawn. And this character, it's a searcher. You don't pay the 1 Dawn like Jewelry Bonnie. You just rest 1 Dawn, and then you search up to 5 cards, top 5 cards of a deck for a Blackbeard Pirates card, and put the rest at the bottom. Yeah, this searcher definitely gonna be playing this. And then now we move on to the events. This is the It's My Age. It's the Blackbeard Pirates Age. This is the searcher. Yeah, it's the searcher of Blackbeard Pirates, but only at the top 3 cards of your deck. Then put the rest into the trash, not to the bottom of the deck, into the trash instead. That's interesting because it fuels up the trash for more shenanigans in black. There are cards that will benefit from it, I think. Yeah, then trigger activate these cards main effect. That's pretty good. We got Dark Water, or yeah, the Black Hole or something, like 2 cost, counter event card. Counter, negate the effects of one of your opponent's characters during this turn. Give them minus 4,000 power. This negates Shanks. This negates a lot of leaders that like can plus stability. I don't know. You can't use it for leaders that like Doflamingo that can activate abilities on attack, because this only happens during the counter phase. But yeah, like something like Shanks gets shut down, I think. Something, I don't know, like there's something, yeah, you can shut down the Shanks super rare. I'm not talking about the leader, the super rare. There's a lot of things you can do with this. I don't know. I can't wait to see people actually do play this event card in the metagame moving forward. Trigger, negate the effects of one of your opponent, leader, or characters during this turn. This negating effect thing is so good. I want to see it being used. I want to see the kind of the applications during the metagame. Love it. Next we got Dark Cave. 4 cost event card. Main, if your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates trait, nullify the effects of one of your opponent's characters during this turn. Afterwards, if the character cost is 4 or less, KO it. Goodbye, Borsalino. That's the only thing. I mean, you can reduce the cost of like Sabo as well, and nullify the effect and KO it. Oh man, that's pretty good. Forecast, yeah. Black. This is one of the cards that I would kind of see play because of the effects, because you can negate, it can nullify the effects, man. Trigger, negate the effects of one of your opponent's leaders or characters during this turn. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Next we got Honeycomb, 1 cost event card. You can discard 1 card from your hand and investor stage. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Oh, so it's kind of like the German Kingdom event card. You discard 1 and then look at the top 3, and if you find a Blackbeard Pirates, add it to your hand. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be playable for sure. Pretty good. I think Blackbeard, yeah, I think Blackbeard is gonna be one of the stronger cards or stronger decks, especially because you have a new boss monster super rare, which is actually really quite menacing. Yeah, I can't wait to see how it will shake up the metagame, but I'm really excited because it's Blackbeard. Really cool. All right, yeah, I like Blackbeard. I'm not gonna play it. I don't think so. I would try it out if I have the pieces for it. But yeah, let's move on to yellow. This is the last color of the set. Interesting enough, there's a little bit of Revolutionary Army archetype, like this Karasu right here. There are cards for Nico Robin, and there are cards for Egghead. All right. So 3 cost 4,000 power, cut to 1,000, has blocker. But the trigger ability is if your leader has the Revolutionary Army trait and the total number of life cards in each player's, I would assume is life, is 5 or less. So you have 3 life, your opponent has 2 life, then you can just play this card for free. Yeah, I like it. Late game, this is going to be good. I mean, if you want to use it in Bello Betty, sure. Next, we got Kuzan, 4 cost 5,000 power, counter 1,000. On play, place up to one of your opponent's characters with cost of 3 or less, face up or under your opponent's life. Your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Let's go. I don't know, maybe this is good in Robin. You can play this. You can force your opponent to discard a card from your hand. I wonder if, like, oh yeah, it's part of the cost because it's black. So you have to place an opponent character with cost of 3 or less into the life before your opponent discards 1 card from your hand. All right, so that's, yeah, but I still think it's a pretty strong card. I wonder if people would really use this. All right, then we got Dr. Clover. This is your 2k counter. It's a 1 cost 0 power. If when you entered so on play, if your leader is, oh no, is it on attack or on play? I'm not sure. If your leader is Nico Robin, I'm pretty sure it's on play. You look at the top 3 cards, reveal up to 1 card with trigger, add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order, and then activate this card's on play effect. Yeah, it's on play. So it's a searcher, but only top 3 cards and cards with trigger. Pretty decent. It's a 2k counter, so you're going to use it. Well, our first super rare is, why didn't Robin get a super rare? I don't know. Okay, it's Koala, 6 cost 6000 power with blocker. On play, you can add 1 card from top of your or bottom of the life to your hand and place up to 1 character card with the trait of Revo Army and the cost of 4 or less from your hand. If you do, draw 1 card. Okay, so you play out something that's 4 or less Revo Army. That's a lot. There's a lot in like red. In Bello Betty, red, yellow Bello Betty, where you can play Karasu, you can play like Lindbergh and stuff like that, and then you get to draw 1 for only the cost of taking a card from your life. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Next we got Sabo, 7 cost 7000 power, we count to 1000. When played, add up to 1 character card with the Revolutionary Army from your hand face up to your life. Oh, okay. When one character from your hand face up to your life. After that, if you have 2 or more life, add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. So use it when you have 2 life. You play this out. You put like something with trigger at the top of the life, and you take the bottom 1 to your hand. People attack into it. There you go. The trigger is if your leader is multicolored, draw 2 cards. Also really powerful. Yeah, a lot of pretty decent cards for the Revolutionary Army. If you want to go that route with Bello Betty, you have a lot of like, okay, play out, swarm the board with Koala. You can set manipulate your life with Sabo. Yeah, I think, you know, I don't know, I don't play Bello Betty as much, and Bello Betty really has like a linear game plan of like a glass cannon, go hard, swarm the board, pitch a card, everything up 3k and attack. This makes it, you can go for a longer game, maybe a slower game, but still has like that Revo Army kind of trait where you want to swarm the board and then just go in for the kill. Pretty good. Alright, next we got Sanji, 5 cost 6000 with no effects, but it has a trigger effect of if your leader has the egghead trait, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life, then discard 2 cards from your hand. So it's another way to save you if you need to. You have to discard 2 cards from your hand. That's a big ask, but I don't know, maybe Vegapunk would like to play this. There are potential, because you can just like keep adding cards to your life and then just never die with Vegapunk. So yeah, that could be a good way. Next we got Nico Olbia. Yeah, the mommy, Nico Robin's mom. 1 cost 0 power with 2k. On play, up to one of your leader that has Nico Robin gets plus 3k power instead. So it's a way to just boost up Nico Robin. Nico Robin already has banish, so makes it like if you play multiples to go for kills, yeah, that'd be really great. Trigger, if your leader is Nico Robin, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards from your hand. That's really powerful, y'all. Draw 3, discard 2. Something like Shirahoshi. It's pretty good for a 2k counter. Yeah, this is the Robin that I wanted to be like a super rare, but I think because it's like Wano Robin, it's not like the Robin, but yeah. 6 cost 6000 power with counter 1000. On play, if your leader has 3 or more life cards, place up to the top card of your opponent's life card into the trash. So you don't even need to be attacking into the leader, but if your opponent has 3 or more life cards, you play this, brings it down to 2. Attack if your Nico Robin leader has banish, and then it goes to the trash. So this is a great card. I love it. Then trigger, place up to 1 yellow character card because of 3 or less from your hand into play. Another way to play out some more stuff if you want to. This has a pretty sick alternate art as well. I love it. Yeah, can't wait to see more of like Nico Robin in this form, like in the card game, in the anime and stuff like that. Next we got Kuma. Praise Kuma. 4 cost 5000 power, and then trigger if your leader has Revolutionary Army trait and total number of life cards in each player's life is 5 or less, each player's hand is 5 or less, activate this card. So you get to play for free. It's a 2k counter as well. So I guess that's similar to one before. I must have misunderstood it, but yeah. All right, pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty decent, man. As long as like 5 or less, like early game, you can just play this out as well. Pretty cool. I mean, really. Next we got Jaguar Sol, 3 cost 5000 power, blocker, and then trigger. If your leader is Nico Robin, just play this card. No downside. Do it for Nico Robin, man. There is she, there is she, there is she. There we go. Yeah, I like this card. I mean, like, imagine a Sanji at the bottom life. Yeah, okay, I got a blocker now. There we go. Pretty good. Pierre. All right, we got a little bit of Sky Island as well. 2 cost, 2,000 power, we counter 1,000. On play, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards from your hand. Pretty good. Pretty good for a 2 cost card. And then trigger this card. You can just play this card. That's pretty good. And will Enel play this or will Kelgara play this? I don't know. I think they might as like just a good draw. Yeah, let me know if the comment section below if you're a Kelgara player or whether you'll play Pierre. Next we got Brook and 5 cost 6,000 power, counter 1,000. If your leader has the egg-hit trait, this is a trigger ability, and your opponent has 6 or more cards in your hand, your opponent must discard 2 cards from the hand. Yeah, what a great way to just attack the opponent's hand. It's a great way for yellow to kind of have a pudding-like effect in the form of Brook. I like it. And with Vegapunk, you can just put it so that your opponent has to think twice before attacking you, because if not, they gotta lose 2 cards from their hand. Pretty solid stuff. Next we got Bello Betty. 3 cost, 4,000 power, you got the 1,000. 1 play, if you have 2 or less life, draw a card. Solid stuff. Then same thing, if your leader has the Revo Army and the total number of life cards in each player's, total number of life cards in each player's hand does make sense, right? So it's definitely the life cards total. I don't know. We'll workshop this once the proper translations are out. Then you can play this card for free. So Revo Army players, take note of this. This is a pretty decent card because you get to draw 1 at 2 or less life, which in Bello Betty you gotta be at 2 or less life pretty easily. And then you can pump it up with Bello Betty's ability to make it a 7,000 power attacker. Yeah, really like it. Molly, what's his name? I forgot. 4 cost, 6,000 power. Yeah, move on. We got Lindbergh, 3 cost, 4,000 power. We counter 1,000 on play if the total number of life cards on each side is 5 or less. KO to one of your opponent's characters with power 2,000 or less. That's pretty decent. Pretty okay. And the trigger is kind of the same. You can play this card if your number of life cards in each player's life is 5 or less. It's okay, but you get to play for free, Revo Army stuff. I like it. Alright, now let's move on to the yellow event cards. Ice Block, Double Spike Spear. This is Kuzan's attack. 1 cost, main, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a trigger of cost 3 or less. So yeah, this kind of cards, when I see this kind of cards, I really wish that we could have sideboarding in One Piece card game, because like if you're facing against a Bello Betty or a yellow deck, you could potentially just have a few of these. You can swap out some cards to put these cards in, but we won't have sideboards. I don't think so. So this card's gonna be like it's a meta game dependent card. Then trigger ability, draw 1 card is pretty decent. Next we got Don't Underestimate a Miracle. 1 cost counter up to one of your leader or character gets plus 2k power during this battle. That's pretty basic. Okay. Trigger abilities, play up to 1 character card with the characteristic of Revo Army from your hand, cost 4 or less. So you flip this, you can play something out for free that's 4 or less in a Revolutionary Army. Also pretty decent. Then we got Derishi, so cute. Oh my god. Alright. This is pretty good because it's a 3 cost searcher. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 2 cards with trigger other than Derishi, and then add it to your hand. Yeah, we're going ham with the triggers. You know who can play this card? Did you think I was gonna say Katakuri? No, it's gonna be Arlong, man. Arlong can play this card, and it's gonna be really, really good. Yeah, it's a searcher for trigger. You can even use it in like Bello Betty if you want to. You can use it in Bello Betty. You can even use it in Vegapunk. Think about it. You can use it in Vegapunk. Vegapunk's not doing anything with the Dawns. You play 3, you find 2 with trigger, and then you use Vegapunk's ability to put that card into the life or on the field. Dude, actually this part is really good. I didn't really think about Vegapunk, but now, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Trigger abilities, draw 1 card. That's pretty decent as well. Derishi, interesting, and such a cute card. And yeah, there we go. We came to the end of the yellow cards. Pretty interesting mix, I would say. A lot of cards for Nico Robin, a lot of cards for Bello Betty, Revolutionary Army, some Sky Island in there. No stage cards for yellow, unfortunately. No O'Hara stage card, not yet at least. I like Nico Robin for the ramp and for the banish pretty much, but I really like Luffy a little bit more, I think. But depending, I mean, I'm still gonna be day one buying the alternate leader, provided I don't pull it from the case that I bought. When attacking, you can discard one card from trigger, and then yeah, Derishi will be really, really good in Nico Robin as well, and you can discard, and then we can ramp. Very good. Anyway, it has banished, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I think the OP-09, a lot of great cards. All of the Yonkos powerful in their own right. Lim is okay. Nico Robin is okay as well. Definitely going to be my day one leaders, these two. Leaning more towards Luffy just because I have all the cards ready. Just need the cards from OP-09. Yeah, OP-09 is going to be out next week. That's pretty fast. 31st of August. Yeah. So if you are interested, I did pre-order a case. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a case opening live on stream. But I will be opening up the boxes at least. And I'll put it up in a normal time, and I'll probably do a case opening like further down the road. I was planning to save the case opening for when I get my new place, which should be at the end of the year, and then we'll open up the case then to see whether we get the Goldie Roger gold card. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But either way, I'm really excited about OP-09. I can't wait to see what we can pull, what we can do with this. I'm excited about it. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Thank you guys so much for watching my set review of this OP-09. I think they are really strong cards, not only in purple, black, yellow, but I think red finally has a fighting shot. Purple is going to be really powerful. It's going to be the best deck. And then, yeah, Lim's going to be surprising for all. That's it for me for today. Excited about OP-08, OP-09, sorry. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.